FORSPOKEN has been getting thrashed in the media, so I decided to reach out to Square Enix, get a review copy, and try it for myself. So let's see if this game really that bad, or have critics FORSPOKEN too soon? Let's talk about it. You play this game as Frey, a troubled orphan teen whose life changes as she gets magically whisked away by her companion bracelet Cuff.
Can we just not talk?
Fine. Fine by me. Suit yourself. I'd love a bit of silence.
Personally, I enjoyed the dialogue between her and Cuff, but that was a huge touching point for a lot of the reviews on social media and on Metacritic. A lot of people said the dialogue was cringy and they couldn't bear it. My personal take, I thought that the dialogue was great, especially considering that this was in medieval times, so you needed something to break up the long stretches you'll have traversing across this massive map. Do not like it, or if it gets to be too much, you can always turn it off in the settings. As far as Frey's dialogue with other characters in the stories, I felt like it was a good mesh between modern and medieval, so I didn't have an issue with the dialogue there. Next up, let's talk about combat. Combat to me is where this game excels. This is the most unique combat I've ever played out of any game at all. When I played the demo of this game, I won't lie, I did not like the combat. It was extremely overwhelming. It was confusing. I didn't know what to do. But playing the full game, you have to slow down, and it takes you step by step, and you unlock different spells as you go, which makes it a lot more bearable. And by the time I got to my third boss fight, I was just breezing through. So I 100% say when it comes to combat, it is the best thing in this game. You have to be patient with it, take your time, learn it, and you'll love it. The other thing that I really loved about this game and where it excels, the traversals. Being able to parkour through the world is an experience like no other, and you can even parkour in combat. The combat and the traversal parkour was probably my top two things of this game. Though those are perfect. Those are the standing points of this game. Let's talk about cons. Now, cons for me, the world could have been a lot more fleshed out in my opinion. I feel like towards the beginning of the game, some of the characters had like the same shoes and same exact outfits. It was very copy and paste. It looked kind of lazy. Also, I feel like some of the side characters' facial expressions could have been better, and I feel like the open world was a little empty. Other cons for me would be I didn't feel like I had enough health potions as I was going through long missions and long fights with different bosses. I would get health potions from safe houses, but the safe houses would give you like 2 or 3 out of a max of like 6. So I think that if you go to a safe house and you go to sleep, you should be able to get all potions back and refill all health so that you can go into the next big fight. Not a huge deal, but a con. Another small con, maybe it was just a glitch that I had. My upgrades weren't always saving. I end up having to upgrade Frey during a fight, and when I upgraded her during the fight, if I died in that fight, it did not save my upgrade. So at the beginning of every single time I died, I had to put those upgrades back on. Wasn't a huge deal. Once I got past the boss fight, they seemed to have saved. So it just, I don't know, maybe that was just a small glitch that I had ran into, but not a big deal. Again, price. Let's talk price. Okay, so I think the price of a game has a lot to do with how well audiences receive it, and let me explain a little bit further. This was a full price $70 title, which means a lot of people weren't forgiving for those cons that were very small. I got this game for free as a review copy, so I was a little bit more forgiving. That being said, I don't think this is a $70 purchase. Again, I do not think this is a $70 purchase. I think it just needed a little bit more time in the oven. I do think this is a wait for sale game. It is a very good game. It's not a terrible game, but I wouldn't get it for full price. And I think that is why some of these reviews are so harsh, because people paid full price for this game and there were some little things that could have been fleshed out even more. Overall, I think FORSPOKEN has the most unique combat that I've ever played and amazing traversals that make this game worthwhile. 10 out of 10 in both of those categories. However, the story is basic. I was very indifferent about it. The open world could have been more fleshed out, and it was an extremely overpriced game for what you got. So I would say all in all, this game is a 7 out of 10. I would definitely get it on sale. I would not rush to go out and get it, but I do think it is worth a playthrough. Definitely play it. I wouldn't pay full price for it, but I do not think it is warranted all of the hate that it has gotten. And that's my take. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to speak your piece about how much you love or hate this game, drop it down below. As always, my name is Nugget. I go by Nug for short. See you guys on the next one.